Hey guys, welcome to week 2 of Inquire and Research. I wanted to thank all of you guys for posting everything and getting everything turned in week 1. It was great to see your Moodle profiles. It really gave me an opportunity to kind of see where you guys are coming from and get to know you guys a little bit better. And also through your discussion forum, I was able to glean a lot from you guys on that as well. And so I know there's some of you that had some hiccups with the discussion forum just because of the time delay, where there's a 30-minute overlap between when you post and when you can reply to somebody else's posts. Unfortunately, that's still in there. I haven't figured out how to get that taken off. So this week's forum, you'll see the same thing. So just know that that's going to be there. One of the things that did come up in the forum a few times from some of you, and usually is a big concern for some of you students in this class with action research, is how much time it takes to do action research. And I'm not going to lie to you and say it doesn't take any time. It does take some time, but it doesn't have to be a huge amount of time. That's not what I want. When we use action research at my school with our teachers, I don't want them overwhelmed. They've got too much to do already. I don't want them overwhelmed with a lot of extra time, but there is going to be some time it does take. But my hope is that you see it does save you time in the end. So it may take a little time up front, but if you get that time back week after week after week after week, it's well worth it in the at the beginning. And so I'm going to take you through the 9 steps of action research really quick with an example, and hopefully maybe this example will show you a little bit about how it's going to save you time in the end. So I'm going to use the example of let's say a first grade class that the teacher's frustrated with how much time it's taking her kids to use the restroom. And so what she might do is she's reflecting, so she's doing step 1 and 2, she's selecting and saying, okay, it's my restroom time. That's really going to be my focus from the moment I leave the classroom until we get back to the classroom. So the first thing she's going to want to do then is collect some data. And to collect some data in this area, it doesn't have to be long and hard. Again, it could be the first thing I do collect data is to actually time how long it takes. So from Monday through Friday this week, she might collect data. So she's taking a stopwatch the minute she walks out the door till she comes back in, keeping track of the time. So first day took me 9 minutes 12 seconds, second day 10 minutes 13 seconds, third day, and so on. Second form of data I might collect, because remember we're going to do 3 forms of data to try to get that triangulation. So the second form of data I might collect may be just who's having the issues and what issues they're having. So Joey and Johnny were playing around in line. Kelly wouldn't go in the restroom when she was supposed to, something, and keeping track of that. And then my third piece of data might actually be talking to other first grade, second grade teachers, kindergarten teachers, and seeing what they do for the restroom breaks and getting some ideas from them and collecting that data. So those might be the 3 types of data I collect. So I'm going to analyze that data then and look at it close and see what it tells me after I've collected it for, 4 or 5 days, enough that I get a true picture of what's going on. And then I'm going to select some kind of action I want to take. So I might decide, okay, I'm going to implement a bathroom monitor. Or I might implement something where if we can get it done under 5 minutes, when we go back to class, we get a point, and that point adds up to something else. Or you're going to figure out some kind of action to take. So once we've taken that action, then we're going to collect the data again. And so we go back and basically I collect the same type of data I collected the first time. And keeping track of my stopwatch and so on. And so let's say just for argument's sake here, that when we collected data the first week, it took us an average of 10 minutes per bathroom break. Okay, and so if we have 3 bathroom breaks a day, that's what, 30 minutes a day it takes us to use the restroom. And over a course of a week, then that'd be 150 minutes. Well, through the course of this, maybe our action that we put in step 5, that's cut it down to 5 minutes per time. And so if we get down to 5 minutes per time, that's 15 minutes a day and 75 minutes a week. So we basically cut that down in half. So we basically saved an hour and 15 minutes a week on our bathroom time. And so again, it took us maybe some time up front to collect some data, but my hope would be that you'd see, wow, over the course of a week, that saves me an hour and 15 minutes. Over the course of a month, over the course of the school year, that saved me, honestly, days worth of instruction. And so it does take some time up front, but it can save you time in the end. The same if you have like behavior issues with students. It might take you some time up front to collect some data and do some of that front to come up with an action. But if it can save you time in the end where you're not having to redirect that student as many times or other things like that, it's going to save you time over the long haul. And so we've collected that data, analyzed that data, and then we're going to decide, okay, what are we doing? Is that what we're doing in the bathroom, is that working, or do we need to modify it? Do we need to add something else to it, or just continue what we're doing? So hopefully that shows you, a kind of a quick way of how it can save you some time. I hope it will save you some time when you're doing some action research, and you can, again, that's one example, and your example that you do will be a little different than that. For this week, you're going to have a couple more chapters to read. You also have a PowerPoint to look over. It's not as long this week, and an electronic survey to do, a discussion forum again. There's also some sample papers for you to look at. I wanted to make sure it's really clear to you guys that these papers that you're looking at, if you look at them, are sample papers. They're by no means perfect papers. There's things that could be changed or different, but they're good, solid papers. And just a couple for you to look at and kind of see what a project might look like in the end. And we're going to spend a lot of time next week looking at your project. And so I would just really encourage you this week, as you're getting through the activities and reading the chapters, that you're really starting to focus on what area are you going to focus on for your action research project. Because even though it's still six weeks away, or actually 5 weeks away now when it's due, it takes some time to collect your initial data, and then analyze that data, then put something into action, and then collect it again. Because you might have to collect that data like I did with the bathroom routine here. I'm going to collect that data over a period of 3, 4, 5 days to make sure I have a good idea what's going on. So that might take you a week to collect your data, and then a couple days to analyze it, and then put something in place, and then collect your data again, and then put your paper into place. And so that does take a little time. You can't just do your action research project in the last week of this class. So by this time, you should probably have some kind of an idea. If you can't think of an idea, email me, let me know, and I'll try to help you figure out an idea. Next week, we'll talk about some ways to collect data and how to do that, hopefully, really well. And so be thinking about that. We really want to get started on your projects. Again, if there's anything I can do, please don't hesitate to email me. I will be glad to get back to you as soon as possible on that as well. Have a great week, and take a look at the Moodle. I'll have everything there for you. Thank you.